Welcome everybody to Headstomper 2023 here in Malmo, Sweden, and powered by PlayStation and HyperX. I am Viram, and with me,
I am Gekiko. I'm very, very excited to be here.
Yes,
Traveling across Europe to commentate this game.
Here to commentate some Grand Blue Fantasy versus action. We are starting our Pool A wave a little bit late into the pool. We're starting with the winners round 2 sets. Our first set of the day is going to be Dragoi versus Top Shooter. Dragoi, our #1 seed of the tournament, and of course Top Shooter, resident Eustace enthusiast.
I can think of few better ways to start this tournament than with Top Seed versus Top Shooter.
Yep.
The bad matchup enjoyer.
Eustace.
Yes,
Man actively pulls up to brackets to play 7-3 matchups against like 3 or 4 separate Belials and goes, I'm having a great day.
Yep. I would say that that's kind of a masochistic tendency, but you know, if he's having a great time, then he's having a great time. But you know, this isn't any ordinary Belial player that he has in his path. Dragoi, the favorite to win the tournament, #1 seed, as we mentioned before, absolutely incredible player, has won many a tournament both offline and online. Evo top 8 placer last year as well, so quite the hurdle that Top Shooter has to overcome.
Yeah, no, this is the Belial that we all look at to get our tech.
Yep.
A bit of a wild player, I would say. Definitely the type of player you have to adapt to immediately, because she will roll stuff and just see if you can handle it.
Yep. And she's incredibly quick at adapting herself as well. We are seeing the Belial coming out. You know, Dragoi is someone who loves to play for the crowds, but it seems as though the suit and tie are on all business here at Headstomper, just making sure to go through with the Belial.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you're not going to travel this far and pull out the funny man.
Not yet, anyway.
It is strange seeing people off of their community-accepted colors.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not the color I usually see Dragoi on. Maybe she's just switching things up. I know she's a big advocate of anything pink. Here we go.
Immediate just going for the far heavy round start. The real Belial normal.
Yeah. Already got Top Shooter pinned in the corner, and as a character without a DP, this pressure is unrelenting. Doesn't get the confirm into the 2-4H, but still the pressure is piling on.
Oh, this is a setup that I only ever see Dragoi go for. Knockdown, you use the whiff fireball, pull back to pull them out of the corner, and you get a left-right with that JU.
Very, very cheeky. Real block button check right there. Not to mention, of course, the timing mix-up. Already, Dragoi tried to go for the optimal right there with the 2H. Unfortunately, not in range. Again, the JU. The unorthodox timing, so difficult to deal with.
And that optimal routing, too, saving the fireball cooldown while keeping the knockdown. And now using that, gonna get into the super. No, gonna just cash out on DP.
A good throw from Top Shooter. Maybe it's his time to apply some offense of his own.
This is definitely how you start the comeback. Just gonna rip the super.
Lovely decision right there. Knowing that, you know, the risk reward was so in her favor right there. Even if Top Shooter was able to safe meaty that, you know, Dragoi had plenty of health to spare going into this round 2.
That's just what makes comeback so difficult. Like, you have to be ready for them being able to take massive risks like that. Speaking of massive risks, sending that MVP. Not involved, but is plus on the way down.
Yep.
Heavy Kendall coming up, covering up so much screen time.
Nice decision to throw there from Top Shooter, but so far it's just, he's had a hard time maintaining his offense, and as Eustace, it's so important to be able to do that, especially in a matchup like this. Again, the super to answer the plus frames. Dragoi just so ready for everything that Top Shooter has to throw at her.
Yeah, and again, like as you were saying before, the risk reward on that was just so far in Dragoi's favor.
Once again, just stuck in this right corner. Using these plus frames to counter hit 2M into itself. It's going to be a nice chunk. Again, saving the fireball, as you mentioned before, for that pressure. The rush gets him out.
it's such a good call against a character like Eustace with no DP. He just has to take the risk on a mash on those fireball loops.
Yep. Not able to get the link after the Flammable Thunder right there. Oh, big air-to-air, gets the extension with the rush and picks up even after the sour spot of the Asmodeus.
Just the 1 pixel, but the whiff punish. I like that, the 50-meter shimmy.
Yep. Very, very cheeky right there. Dragoi looking so strong, so confident already in this early stage of the bracket, advancing on to the winner semis of the pool.
Yeah. I'm taking some notes from that. Those fireball combos saving the cooldown. I'm like, hold on.
Yes.
I gotta pick that up.
Very, very smart. Just obviously, I think a lot of Belial players in that situation, they cash out fully on all the cooldowns, and then they just kind of rely on the basic strike throw. But Dragoi just kind of adding that extra layer just makes that pressure so much more terrifying. But next up, I think we're going to have the A-Bell mirror between Bimbo, Olivia, and Kez up next.
Oh no, they just play.
Oh no, they are playing off stream instead. We will instead be having another exciting set, likely on the other side of the bracket. Yeah, we've got some absolute monsters here on this side. We have Godflash Thunder versus Tatsu. Arafu is making his way through the bracket as well. One of the best cheaters in France. As we mentioned, Bimbo Olivia as well. Just really, really solid on the Avatar Belial. She has been making waves. Of course, you would know all about that.
Yes, I am. You know, later on I'll be talking about how proud I am of her. How much she's like. This is her first fighting game.
Yep.
She took top 8. She took top 4 at Celtic Throwdown this year. I am very deeply upset that she has traveled all the way from Ireland to Sweden to play Avatar Belial. Yeah. We are not going to see her just yet, though. We are going to be seeing Godflash versus Tatsu.
Yep.
Godflash Thunder, a legend in the scene. Longtime player. Former Narmaya player, now turned wrestler. He's become Luigi Hernandez, playing the diva now.
We still see shades of the Narmaya here and there, but, you know, definitely... I mean, Godflash has kind of been known for playing grapplers in other fighting games. You know, plays Hugo in Third Strike, playing Zangief in Street Fighter 6 as well. So definitely a grappler player at heart, in spite of being known for the Narmaya for a long time in the Grand Blue Fantasy Versus scene. So the Ladiva is definitely a very, very suitable pick for him. Meanwhile, of course, Tatsu, Wrestling Grand player, has been on the character for a very, very long time. Loves him dearly, wants the best for him.
Yeah, absolutely the most like grand purist we have in the scene. Yeah. We have others who are like, they'll play him until the money comes up, but Tatsu is like, no, I'm grand for life.
Yep.
And it is like, it's going to be interesting to see how this matchup plays out if it is Ladiva, because like one of the big things that Gran is known for is just really explosive damage. But against Ladiva, it can be scary to apply that because you're getting into grappler range.
Yeah.
While Ladiva also, because of grappler status, is also explosive damage. So
yeah, she can definitely steamroll you if she gets that momentum. At the very least, you know, Gran has access to the fireball. He can play a bit of a slower, more methodical game, and it's going to be down to whether or not Tatsu really has that anti-grappler game plan in place, assuming that we're going to see the Ladiva coming out. And I feel like if at this stage of the bracket, Ladiva might even be a more stable pick, if just because if they can't fight against a grappler, then it's, you know,
absolutely,
steamroll.
yeah, like especially on the like level that Godflash can play them. Like, you know, you saw in the he was up against Arefu in the team event last night, and you saw him like he'd go down to a pixel and he would just play it out and take the full round off of it. Like, he gets one SPD and it's like, I don't care what the life totals are, I'm winning now.
Yep, exactly. You know, that was a very dominant first round from Arafu in that exhibition, and then complete turnaround. But no, we're seeing the Narmaya instead. Narmaya, of course, very, very well-rounded character. One of the more investment-heavy characters, I would say, in the game. Takes a little bit more finesse than most. A bit harder to kind of, you know, cheese those early wins with the character, but still incredibly well-rounded, complete kit.
Yeah, you know, she has 2 sets of normals with her stance. She's definitely hard to pick up, but I mean, Godflash is long past the picking up part.
Yeah.
Got a nice 2. She doesn't get the full conversion and gonna get punished for it. Oh no, we're seeing all the Satsunas. Truly is 9 AM. Nice match.
Oh,
gets the wall
yes. Big damage coming out from Tatsu, maintains the DP cooldown. A good tech from God Flash. Gotta be careful though. Alright. Works his way out the corner. Good tech. Oh, huge close heavy. That should be it, provided that God Flash is able to convert. No, misses the ender of the combo. But the throw, able to take it.
Yep. We call it the undroppable for a reason, because it is one of the hardest combos in the game. Still going to be able to close that round out. Not getting his pressure. Trying to push to the corner right now. Gets the side swap instead, and now Tatsu's going to get the corner instead.
Tech. Plus range on the fireball. Not going to get the tech this time. Tatsu's got a lot of his cooldowns as well, so this could be big explosive damage. The throws just coming out one by one. Good counter from God Flash though.
Shades of Street Fighter 6 with that throw loop from Tatsu. So hard for God Flash to find some breathing room, and even out. Nah, there we go!
The Scam Flash coming out, and now one more hit for God Flash should be enough to do it. Big jump and gets the moon flip into SSBA as well.
This is what I was saying. It doesn't, the life totals don't matter. It's not just grapplers, it's just God Flash. It's like, I don't care what the life deficit is.
Yep.
He keeps his cool, he plays it out, he manages to take the win. Well, Tatsu has been playing very well so far.
Especially in that round 2. As a random fun fact for you people at home, if you don't know, Namaya actually likes to dote on the captains, Gran and Jita, so has a very special set of voice clips against them in particular. You may have noticed.
Yeah,
played a little bit of this game.
A different intro and outro too.
Yep.
She makes happy faces. I love the attention to detail on stuff like that. This game, the intro outro codes are just so good. Actually spoiled by them.
Yeah, seeing different ones on every single character is really, really nice. Oh, but the big boot coming out is going to be a nice chunk of damage for Tatsu. Look at all of that. 50% of that life bar melted away in an instant. Here comes the overdrive.
Gran already explosive damage, going to be buffed even further. Just needs to find one more hit. Gets it with that 2L.
Lovely stackers right there. And of course, with overdrive active, you are dealing chip damage with those normals. So you have to make a play on defense at some point, otherwise you're just going to get whittled down.
Yeah, exactly. And like that stagger into the 2L, usually a low damage move, it just had enough damage because of the chip and the OD buff. I guess the safe boot is plus if you safe it well enough, but not quite finding the range. Sending it again, gets the counter hit. Doesn't get the anti-air though, unfortunately. God Flash back in this. Getting that counter hit confirmed.
God Flash just picking his opportunities to jump really, really well. Tatsu having a really hard time dealing with those. In particular, relieves the pressure with the rush, but God Flash answering right back with his own. And the 2L into 2M is going to take the round. One more round for God Flash to take the set.
You know, these moon flips just not getting dealt with right now. It is an awkward move to anti-air just because of how she moves through the air.
Yep.
But when Narmaya players see that they can get away with that, suddenly the matchup becomes much more difficult.
Yeah, he's just got a lot more to watch out for in neutral. Lovely pick up with the close heavy right there. It's a scary situation, but the Scam Flash once again.
His secret technique busting out for 50% of Tatsu's health bar right now. Has the full meter too, can rip overdrive if he wants.
Oh, nice mash coming out from Tatsu right there.
There comes that OD. It's so hard to come back here for Tatsu. Never mind, that's a good start. Chip damage is now.
Oh, let's go do it! The charge on it allowed him to get the wall bounce, and that is going to steal the game away. 1-1 here between God Flash and Tatsu now.
Yeah, Tatsu picking up a game win against God Flash is huge. That's what we're saying, that explosive damage from Gran. Like, talking about how this is going to be a tough comeback, hits that 1-5U and it's over.
Yep. And how poetic, of course, the protagonist of the game, able to come back from the brink of defeat.
Actual shonen heart damage.
Yep.
And now just trying to find his way out of this corner. It's hit by the EX Satsuna.
These far heavies just kind of keeping Tatsu at bay as well as the far mediums. Not allowing him to escape. Finally, the boot gets him a little bit of a break, but no, anti-air back into the corner. Oh, and a huge far heavy. I think God Flash has the resources to be able to close this round.
Absolutely.
Very clean.
Super coming out. That was unfortunate. Tatsu's showing so much patience in the corner there, and then it just kind of cracked. You know, you can only block so many Nirmaya Pharams.
Yep.
Where that patience runs out, and you're like, I'm sending the boot.
Staggers again. That cross up is constantly catching Tatsu off guard.
No block buttons being pressed. At that range, it's like it feels weird to have to press the block button. Throw and start up the corner pressure. Oh, doesn't quite convert.
Oh, La Maladie coming out, the big overhead. Going to keep it simple, but nice jump out from Godflash. Not able to get the conversion into move flip, but is still in the position to mount his offense.
Nice fuzzy jump. Doesn't get the hit, but does get the pressure, and now it's a really good spot for Tatsu.
Yep.
100 meter on deck for Godflash here. Can try and find an OD or one hit. There we go, the OD. That chip damage on the normals. Tatsu cannot answer and try and jump the throw into the super.
We saw it once before, and we're going to see it again. This SSBA should be enough to take the set for Godflash Thunder, and he will be advancing to win his semis where he will meet Arafu.
Tatsu, big shout out to Tatsu. Taking that one to the wire.
Yes, excellent fight put up by Tatsu in that set. Yeah, honestly, I think quite a lot of people probably didn't expect that to be as close as it was, but yeah, really, really strong showing from Tatsu right there. Of course, we have our winners semi sets locked in. We have Dragoi versus Bimbo Olivia, able to take it 2-1 over Kez in the Avatar Bilal mirror, presumably. And then, of course, Arafu versus Godflash Thunder. Meanwhile, on the loser side of things, you know, it's progressing apace. Plenty of people are making their way through. So it'll be interesting to see who's able to make it out on that side. Coming up to set up, we do have Bimbo Olivia coming up versus Dragoi.
My very own fiance versus the one, someone who plays the good Belial instead.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, it is going according to her seed so far, but I am still quite proud that she was able to get to that level.
Yep.
She has been playing fighting games for about 2 years, so seeing her playing on this level, able to come out to international majors and play like this, I'm it warms my heart. I'm very pleased.
As it should. Yeah. It's exciting to see. It's always exciting to see different players from different kind of walks of life, people who have been playing fighting games for 1 or 2 years, people who have been playing fighting games for half their lives, all sorts of people coming out to these events. Just shout outs to everybody here at Headstomper, and shout outs to all of you guys at home as well watching. Thank you guys for coming through to enjoy this Grand Blue Fantasy versus action. We're just waiting on Dragoi to make our way to the setup.
And of course, thank you for tuning in the early morning.
Yes, yes.
This is early pools, so. But yeah, we had like, what, 60 people in the bracket? So
yeah, it is a impressively sized bracket, and it's I would say the most stacked bracket that we've seen
100%.
for a European Grand Blue Fantasy versus offline event probably ever.
You can count the top players missing from this event on one hand.
Yeah,
it's like maybe like 3 or 4 people who are not here, and like, you know, looking at like the projected seats, looking at who's supposed to be fighting in like loser side pre-top 8, I'm like, what is going on with this bracket? It is messed up.
It's going to be a hard bracket for everybody involved. I mean, the fact that we're still in pools and we're getting sets like this, like the one that we're about to have, is a testament to that.
Yeah. Now, as much as I am going to gas up Livy at all times, this is going to be a tough one.
Yep.
Dragoi is one of those top players who did pull up. Perhaps the top player, the one to beat today.
Absolutely.
So, we'll actually see who Dragoi picks, because we did see the business suit come out with Belial in game 1, but Dragoi knows Livy, they're friends. Dragoi knows that Livy plays Avatar Belial.
Yep.
Dragoi has also dabbled in Avatar Belial. We could just simply see the mirror. Livy is not happy with what I just said. I forgot she's just saying I'm not playing a second.
Yeah, imagine the prospect of having to play multiple characters multiple of the same character in a row. I simply couldn't imagine that.
Why are you looking at me like that?
No reason in particular. Yes,
are you perhaps looking at your pool?
Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Who knows? But
It's
yes.
okay, I'm not even that good. Y'all saw me on stream last night. Wait, I actually did get a win last night.
Exactly.
I can't say shit. We're gonna have a little break, 5-minute break before this match starts. I presume we are entertaining the stream until then.
All right.
I've heard the word Nermaya come out of my headset.
So did I.
Is she actually gonna do it? She
Well,
fucking hates this match.
Well, at the moment, it's just button checks
Ah,
from both
button
players. We also hear Zoe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we are gonna fade out for a break for a bit.
All right. So make sure that you don't go anywhere. We'll
Yes,
be back
stay
real
tuned.
soon.
We have a banger set when we come back.
Battle 1. Engage.
Welcome back to Headstomper Grambling. We are finished dealing with a little bit of a technical issue, and we are back ready for this set that we have lined up, the Livy versus Dragoi set.
Yep.
The
Two
flavors
agents of
Belial.
chaos. 2 agents of chaos, I believe we're going to see here on the setup.
The two flavors of Belial living on opposite ends of the power scaling.
Yep, most likely. Unless either player decides that they want to throw a curveball at us today, but no, that is not the case. They have both locked in the characters that we were expecting, Belial and Avatar. Belial.
Now, this matchup, even if you remove the Dragoi factor, is quite nasty for Avatar Belial. He is a strong zoning character with a lot of really good zoning tools. Belial has a move that, if he is touched by anything on the screen, immediately teleports on top of your face.
Yep. Then you have to deal with that unrelenting Belial pressure that we've already seen Dragoi come out with in the previous set. That was just really, really scary and just very, very layered. Yeah. So if Livy's not able to kind of set the pace, then this could be a real tough set for her, but let's wait and see.
It's the thing too, like, Dragoi's offense is very unique to Dragoi.
Yeah.
So it's not like you can just grab a Belial and practice and prep for Dragoi. It's very much, you can get the idea of his general tools, but not how Dragoi is going to use them. We'll see how Livy handles herself in this. Again, just seeing Livy not using her colors was happening.
It's very strange.
It is funny though, on these setups we picked the same Belial color.
Yep.
She got the glasses. So characters in this game, they have different weapons you can get in the gacha. Belial doesn't have a weapon. He fights with his bare hands. So his weapon is glasses. And there we see the 5U come out.
Yep, already. Just the first projectile not even allowed to be tossed.
Nice, the 2U. This is one of the tools that Avatar Belial has inherited from his base form, is his 2U extremely long-range sweep.
Yeah, one of the best sweeps in the game, for sure.
Stuck in this fireball pressure.
Oh, just off on the time and the unblockable. That's so unfortunate. She's going to lose the round because of it too. Of course, one of the key differences between these two characters as well is the health difference. Avatar Belial having the lowest health pool in the game, while also destroying his own health bar with his EX specials.
EX specials, and can follow up a lot of his special moves with his own 5 and 8U, which also spends health for pressure, for damage.
500 HP a pop.
Yep.
Running with the 236M.
Like jumping into the corner here, but keeps the pressure, so I don't think she's too upset about it. That pressure string went all the way to mid-screen, so pretty happy about that. The rocks coming out. The JH!
Yep, such a massive button. One that Avatar Belial was not blessed with, unfortunately, has a significantly different jump heavy instead.
Livy is in the danger zone. Gonna get clipped by that projectile, yeah. Avatar Belial's SSBA is a command throw.
Yep.
Fully involved command throw with a strike projectile part at the end.
Yep.
And Dragoi knows this, and knows how much Livy likes to use it.
Oh!
Malady coming out.
Giving Livy a taste of her own medicine, going for that overhead, gets the opening with the Asmodeus, and gets a knockdown with the DP as well. Attack on the throne, a good answer back from Livy with the sweep. Side switch.
Just getting away from that corner. Trying to just get some space with the zoning as well. Not ripping many DPs here. Dragoi kind of taking advantage of it.
Oh, lovely spacing on that sweep, and the OD is gone from Dragoi already. Lasted for no time at all, but clipped once again by the EX projectile. One more round for Dragoi to advance on to top 16 on the winner's side.
And there, again, the 5U. So hard for Avatar Belial to deal with. Again, pressuring out of the corner, just with one string managing to get back to mid-screen.
I saw something quite interesting right there. Of course, the Bilal far heavy, very, very strong button, but -5 on block, so the only character that can punish it is himself, and of course his avatar form. Another big opening for Dragoi, gonna cash out with the SBA, and one more hit, one more throw will be enough to seal the set.
Yeah, this is a rough spot for Livy. No meter for her either. Has enough for the rush, but that's it. And that, oh, that's not quite the kill. He comes out jumping back. And there is the 5U again. He's gonna close it out.
So very ready as well, just knowing that because she didn't have her own projectile, that Livy was probably going to feel more comfortable going for those fireballs of her own, and Dragoi just with the 5U at the ready. Good stuff. Well played to both players.
Absolutely, you know, Livy making the best out of a bad situation. Finding like those really good space to use. Straight into the rack. Dragoi is going to be the one going on to winner's side, top 16.
Yep. Yeah, very, very strong showing.
Who joins her in a moment.
Yeah, of course, on the other side, and up next, we're most likely going to be having Arafu versus Godflash Thunder. Yep, Arafu on his way to the setup right now. Jita versus Narmaya this time. We saw the Grand before from Tatsu. We're probably going to see... we might see what we saw yesterday, in fact, with the Ladiva, Jita versus Ladiva.
I was talking to him about it, and he was like, that match was not that bad. And I'm like, okay, go play it. So we'll see if he busts it out. I mean, he does have kind of the, you know, the confidence boost of taking it last night.
Yeah.
But that was a best of one. And Arafu, no slouch. And on Jita, definitely like very good at taking advantage of that character's kit. So I still, this could 100% go either way.
Yeah, definitely a very, very closely contested set between these two. Definitely, I'd be shocked if we didn't see a game 3 at the very least.
Absolutely.
Between these two. I think it's going to be a really, really exciting set. Yeah, I believe Arafu is the one seeded to come out on top, but yeah, who knows?
Yeah, no, this could 100% be either person's game. No, Jita is, you know, we said it already, she's the other protagonist.
Yep.
Aside from Grant. She has traded the ludicrous damage for just really good damage and absolutely unreasonable corner carry.
Yep, she has traded the explosive, luck-based nature of the gacha, of the newbie gacha player, for the stability of the whale.
Absolutely. Yeah.
She has all the power in the world, and she is more than happy to use it. It's just incredibly consistent, stable confirms from basically anywhere on the screen. And that is what we're going to see from one of the strongest characters in the game. Very few faults on Jita as well. So, you know, if you're curious about this game, you know, you haven't tried it yet, definitely a very, very solid pick. If you just want a well-rounded character with all the tools to succeed, Jita is definitely a good pick for you.
100%. Like, just very good, safe normals. Very, very strong Rekka.
Yep.
Both for pressure and for combos. Having rush added to her EX Rekka, just meaning that the corner is 75% of the screen.
Yep.
She can just make it there.
Yep, all that corner carry and just improving her whiff punish ability as well. That was one of the the drawbacks that she had before, where she couldn't really capitalize off of the long distance whiff punishes, but with rush, that's no longer a concern anymore. Yeah. So definitely
sick Fair M rush memes there
sick,
are very
far
real.
Far M rush gaming. But no, we're seeing the Narmaya coming out once again from Godflash instead.
Yeah, Godflash back becoming a Narmaya believer. We do love to see it though.
Yeah.
He very much was the Narmaya that everyone was looking up to early on. So seeing him back on the character is great. It's wonderful. Seeing the EX Setsuna just eat that projectile. Now we are in the footsie wars.
Yep.
Attack on the run up throw.
Lovely one hit confirm coming out from Godflash right there. A good challenge from Arafu. Not quite going to get the wall bounce. We're still going to get the opening and the Malady. Oh no, but
didn't have the cooldowns to confirm that, unfortunately. And that is an interesting thing. Like, sometimes you're kind of okay taking that Malady, the counter hit overhead, if they don't have the cooldowns to hit you.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, big close heavy right there, but not able to get anything afterwards.
It's not quite able to kill, go for the Raka rather than trying to want to confirm the
What a
super.
cool out on the fireball, and that's going to tear right through that. Not able to get the
One
KO.
pixel.
EX
100 meter
Setsuna
for
is going to
Arafu.
come. There it is.
Beating that Raka. What a round. What a first round.
Wow, yep. Down to the wire already in that first round.
Back to the footy. We see the Arafu special not connect this time. That little micro dash to you.
Yep.
Extremely strong button. Low profiles. Quite a few of the typical well-spaced normals. And is able to whiff punish them really well. And then, you know, straight into that EX rack.
And finally relieving that pressure with the EX Setsuna. I love the usage of EX Setsuna so far from God Flash, particularly in those defensive situations. The 2U hitting its mark once again for Arafu.
Now we have immediately the corner, from one corner to the other in one interaction. This is the character's biggest strength. Oh, it wasn't quite close enough. That was Jita's biggest damage starter, the counter hit M-Rekka.
Yes, a Scam Flash. Nice 2H right there. But the OD is going to come up for Arafu. And the 2U again.
The classic. You know, he's the one who's going to know the best when to bust those out.
Yep.
The exact ranges, the exact timing where it's like, my opponent's not ready for this. Nice light mash there from God Flash. Gonna get a nice advantage here. Nice. The anti-air on the moon flip.
Yeah, very ready with that 2H for Arafu. Not able to get the punish on the Rekka.
Nice swipes to like preempt that projectile, but the 2H again on moon flip.
Yeah. Arafu making sure that you can't check him with that anymore. Oh, lovely with punish on the sweep. That's going to be a nice chunk of damage. Not close enough for the far heavy. The attack on the throw. Dropping onto back from Arafu. This is so back and forth between these two. The DP of all options, just to relieve that pressure. A throw, one more will do it. All these plus frames, all this chip damage.
He's gonna get chipped out. He's gonna have to make a move very soon. Gonna get clipped by that far heavy. Galva's gonna take game one.
The move had to be made, and unfortunately for Arafu, it was not the correct one right there. God Flash scouting that out and able to catch him with that far heavy.
Both players taking a second after that one. That is the kind of round you need a breather after.
Yeah.
The round start, run up to you. Arafu's done playing patient.
Yep. Uses to conserve the fireball cooldown as well. Oh, the Scam Flash once again. That is 4 for 4. God Flash is today. Gets a full 50% combo as well off of it.
Man, God Flash is actually making Jita's corner carry a weakness right now. Jita cons, you can get Scam Flashed. Keeps the pressure with the rush.
Big blocks.
Yeah, that fireball is very plus, but at that range, it's just mostly to relieve the pressure, try to get away from that corner a little bit. And nice confirm into the EX Rekka.
Yeah, lovely check with that 2L right there.
Backshift coming out from God Flash.
Yep.
Now Maya with the slower one because she has a dedicated reversal on her DP, but it's still like, it's still fast enough and her 2M is long enough to make it work out. Almost able to take the round here. Has the corner pressure, setting up the Setsunas.
Yep.
Rush gonna come out, still holding it past that EX projectile. The Setsuna is going to land.
Yeah, I think one of those instances where the light Setsuna definitely worth just to keep that keep that positioning, get that extra chip, and maintain EX. Lovely jump over, squeezes in between the fireball and Jita and able to get the hit. God Flash with all the momentum right now. The counter hit on the 5U. Seldom do you see that move come out for Jita. And suddenly Arafu now in the pole position.
I genuinely cannot believe that Arafu is ready with a counter hit conversion off 5U of all things.
Oh, big 2H as well. This is going to be a nice chunk of damage.
Doesn't cash out on the super. Now goes for it there, goes for the easy. Oh wait, no, he went for blue.
He went for technical input. He was doing that yesterday as well. The muscle memory ingrained.
It's a little quirk with Jita's regular super. On easy input, her hair stays normal, but on hard input, her hair turns blue, and you have to do a deadly rave to get the full animation. But it means that from any range, she gets the animation of that super.
Yeah, and that super does more damage than most as well. DC just answering back with DPs.
Speaking of corner carry, we highlighted it with the Rekka, but her EXDP also just goes so far into the corner.
Yep, Jita's very fast run speed, just allowing her to run the opponent into the corner once she gets those knockdowns. Not going to catch down the FBA just yet. One more hit will do it for Arafu. I smell a Scam Flash, Gekiko. I smell it. It's coming.
It's coming. Arafu's ready too, sitting under that timer.
There it is! It lands its mark! Will Godflash be able to cash out the full thing? Yes, he does!
The fist bump coming out as soon as that Scam Flash hit. What a set! That felt like it went too long.
Yeah, that felt like a game 3, but Godflash able to take it 2-0. Very back and forth between those two nonetheless, but it was those big clutch plays from Godflash that was able to take it in the end. So we have both of our winner side top 16 combatants for this pool, Dragoi and Godflash Thunder advancing through. Meanwhile, Arafu has to win one more set if he wants to progress to the top 16.
Yeah, and you gotta feel sorry for whoever just had Arafu dropped on them and losers.
Yep.
But that is just the nature of a bracket this stacked.
Yes, indeed. So on the loser side, we are going to have our top 16 qualifiers on the loser side are going to be Livy versus Gory. Gory, someone who we haven't seen in offline events much at all, but has been was a lot more active early on in the game. I believe played Cagliostro back like early-ish season 2. But it's lovely to be able to see them here competing and getting as far as they have so far. Meanwhile, on the other side, we're going to have Top Shooter versus Arafu. They get into top 16.
Yo, Top Shooter?
Top Shooter making it through, getting victories over Kez and Nam to make it all the way here.
Damn, that is very good. Like I think we pointed it out, but he is one of the newer players in the scene.
Yeah.
I mean, newer as in like around the time Rush came out.
Yeah,
one of mechanic that is a year old.
Only recently was no longer eligible for the beginner brackets.
Yeah, and now he's making a run for top 16. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see the names coming up. Oh, we're gonna have the Livy versus Gory match.
Yeah, Avatar Bilal versus Cagliostro. I feel like this is one of those matchups where, we have an abundance of Cagliostros in Europe, but at all sorts of levels. But I feel like this particular matchup isn't seen all too often.
Yeah, no, they don't. Because we do have a lot of Cagliostros, but we have one Able.
Yeah.
So unless Livy's going to meet one of those Cagliostros, we just don't get to see it. That being said, in the community, we do have a lot of Cag, so she has experience in this matchup, but not against Gory's Cagliostro. Cagliostro is a character that has a lot of character expression, like lets the player express themselves through the character a lot.
Yeah, very versatile kit. There's so much that you can do with the portals, with the teleports. She has a fantastic set of core buttons alongside all of her projectiles and traps as well. So, she has that far heavy. She has excellent jump normals. Just very well-rounded character. Literally, the only thing that she's really lacking is a reversal.
Yeah, and thank heavens for that. Just players getting ready.
Of course, there are some particular quirks in this matchup. Of course, Avatar Belial having those big arcing projectiles, able to get rid of the air traps in particular very efficiently. The ground traps a little bit harder because you have to commit to 2M or sweep rather than being able to just throw out a 2L, but still.
While those buttons are quite strong, it's like Cagliostro's looking for them when those traps are out. And of course, they are. We're getting a button check, so we get to talk about the matchup a little more. Avatar Belial has that sweeping beam from his flight.
Yep.
But that looks like it would just delete the traps instantly. But they are immune. The floor ones are immune to projectiles.
Yep.
The air ones are not. So it does take those. But Cagliostro character with the rare character in Grand Blue with strong air movement.
Yeah, just has a lot of ways to stall and maneuver herself in the air. the JU, the rock, slows her descent. She has the teleport. The traps, of course, stall her in midair as well, and she's able to use multiple of those options in a single jump as well. So there's a lot that you have to look out for. One of the hardest characters in the game to anti-air, I think, for a lot of the cast.
Absolutely. Character just has built-in DP baits.
Yeah.
And, like, the game has a lot of characters with air stalls, but typically those air stalls will lose to an involved DP. But Cagliostro can like just teleport around them.
Yeah.
Make them live.
At the very least, Avatar Bilal has a really large DP, so it's one that covers so much horizontal space that it can potentially cover multiple options. We may or may not see that come into play here, but of course both our players locked in. Cagliostro versus Avatar Bilal, Gory versus Livy to qualify for loser side top 16.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
We picked the Pandemonium stage. We are real able hours. You see a big interaction there with the M projectile from Belial. Cagliostro has a rock that once it's out, can protect her from one projectile, but that is 5 projectiles.
Yeah. Lovely with punish with the far heavy.
That's a trap almost water. Livy just not paying any heed to it right now. Doesn't have to worry about it. Oh, no punish on the pack. That's a very unsafe follow-up. Like you said earlier. That hit? Why?
Ooh.
Wait, what?
Just as Cagliostro landed, and no block on the overhead as well.
I'm sitting here like, yo, does that grab in the air?
2.
Something that, like, we didn't point out too, like, Gory we haven't seen in a while. Has he experienced this character before? Has he had to deal with Avatar Belly?
That is an excellent question. I'm not too sure.
Crouching these beams, that's a good sign. The 5U beam from Belial is a very high up beam, so you can just crouch it.
Lovely catch with the far heavy. This is going to be a lot of damage. Gets the 100 meter, but doesn't convert into SPA just yet, but still able to find the opening. Very strong round from Gory.
Yeah, very good answer to that first round, too. Flight tries to air, but the knife is going to stop it and get hit by the M projectile. Livy just content to just sit here and build meter right now.
Yep. Again, tries to go for the ambitious packed kick right there, but no punish from Gory again.
Yeah, no, when you're seeing those not get punished, it definitely feels like braver to go for them. This time we saw the heavy come out, so maybe just figuring out what button he's allowed to use to take that out. The M projectile again gonna just stop that teleport.
Livy is just tossing, dealing all this slow chip damage. 100 meter. Oh, gets the whiff. That could have led to a big combo if Livy was just a little bit more ready.
You know, a hard combo to be ready for. It is a very rare hit. Get hit by that 8U follow-up from the pack, and that is going to be game 1 for Livy.
Yep. Kept to a very slow, efficient game plan. Just staying on the other side of the screen, waiting for Gory to try to commit to something. More than happy to play that slow chip game. Gets the anti-air with the close heavy, but not able to convert. And now suddenly a much more explosive Livy has come out. Look at all the damage on that command grab. Gets the packed again.
Wasn't high enough for the packed whip combo that time.
Blocking the overheads.
Good for Livy right now. Gory found some breathing room. Livy finding that weakness in the armor that Gory does not know how to deal with the 8U follow-up and that 2L poke.
Yep.
Gonna put Livy on set point.
That second hit of the Wrecker is unsafe on block as well, but of course able to frame trap if she tries to challenge there as well.
Rolls the Wrecker, but gonna get punished for that too. Gonna take the 8U follow-up. The throw coming out too early. Stuck in the corner versus Cagliostro now.
Yep.
Wants a calculator. Turn over. Rolling the Wrecker again. It's been coming out consistently for Gory. Gonna get the double trap pressure.
Great blocks from Livy so far. That's plus.
We're trying to get that space again. Is this going to be blockable? No.
Oh,
That's
wow.
Nice damage for Gory. Now Livy going to be the one forced to act.
Oh, but the
cannot
base
believe it.
Not ready for that one. I don't think this is going to be enough for the KO just yet, but
quite.
One more mix-up afterwards is going to do it for Livy.
Jump back, projectiles coming out. The beam. That beam gonna hit the teleport! Livy makes top 16. Hell yeah!
Very, very nice. Not quite close enough to get the teleport in was Gory, and Livy just keeping to her game plan, keeping that distance, using those lasers to chip away, finding those big openings where she could. Good stuff to move into top 16. So now we have one final set here in this pool. We've got Top Shooter versus Arafu coming up next, but yeah.
I'm gonna delay my pop-off until I'm off the mic. I'm not gonna blow people's ears out. I let a little bit slip, you know, but I almost went off during during the command throw. I was like, the only thing that stopped me was I looked at the health bar and I was like, I don't think this goes.
Yeah.
I can't do it yet. But yeah, Livy traveling so far across the world and making top 16. Very, very good day for her so far. Now we're gonna see Top Shooter, another person actually travel further than us from Portugal.
Yep.
Gonna come up against Arafu, a very, very strong opponent. Both times we've seen him on stream, it has been against an absolute killer. But he is the Eustace, like, basically Eustace's strongest soldier at this point.
Yeah, well, apart from Miri.
Yeah, that's true.
But I feel like even then, Miri is much less tolerant of those very hard matchups, and I feel like it's kind of torn in terms of wanting to counterpick them and just wanting to go Eustace. But whereas Top Shooter is always just going to be on the Eustace.
Yeah, he's just gonna play that matchup out. He's not even looking at the Rising characters. He doesn't care. He's like, they ain't Eustace.
Yep.
They ain't shooters.
There's that one point in the Anila trailer where Eustace just fires at one of the sheep, and I'm pretty sure, you know, Top Shooter has that shot of Eustace bookmarked on his wallpaper or something.
He's like, thank God the shots beat the sheep.
Yep.
Yeah, and also Arafu we saw earlier on the Jita. This matchup I think is like fairly even in terms of how Eustace usually does against the top like 3 or 5 characters. She doesn't really do anything that disrupts his game plan other than have really fast movement speed.
Yeah. Yeah, she does have an incredibly good projectile of her own. Of course, the charged fireball is a very, very potent threat that beats a lot of other fireballs, but it's worth noting that Eustace has an abundance of projectiles, a lot of them quite fast, quite disruptive at times, so it may be a bit of a challenge for Arafu to play that projectile game if he tries to, but of course, he may not necessarily need to. It may just be a case of, you know, getting into that comfortable mid-range, just playing that Jita game that, you know, he wants to play.
Absolutely. Eustace does have a charged projectile of his own, the beam. I do not know how that interacts with Jita's charged projectile because it is itself a hitbox that then fires out the projectile for another hitbox.
Yeah, it's one of the piercing laser projectiles of the game, and usually those, and I think Unray's 236, the Rakshasa, is very similar, where oftentimes it'll either beat the projectile outright or it will pierce through and kind of trade with the projectile where both players end up getting hit, so
yeah,
we'll have to wait and see.
We're going to see how that comes out.
Character select.
In this we are
G-Dot.
getting ready to get right into it. Players being very efficient, picking their characters for the button check so they can just get straight into it.
Love to see it, love to see it.
Yes, we're getting random stage. A rare treat for Grand Blue players. When we are playing on PS4 Pros, we get to leave the Coliseum.
Yep.
After all these years of online where there's one stage.
Okay, but what if we get Coliseum on this random right now?
I'll be upset. I want to see the Detroit belt. That is my favorite stage in the game. And you can't. Are you kidding me?
Fated to be, we are forever doomed to the Coliseum.
They knew it was a major. They knew this was for top 16. The game went, yeah, Coliseum. immediately. Arefu gonna get that corner. That Garrett in the background, standing Garrett on this corner pressure. This is actually a rough, one rough sore spot for Eustace is that lack of DP.
Yep.
He's just gonna have to hold all of this. This is the Deadly Rave super we were talking about before. The extra damage, not enough to kill, but gonna tag with the low.
Yeah, Jita's damage, the way she's able to kind of sustain her damage in the corner is so good. Because her combos are so long, she gets her cooldowns back by the end of them pretty much. Lovely roll timing right there, gets past the EX Rat Race, and another big combo coming out. Drops the post heavy at the end right there, but still in a great position. And another hit confirm from the 2M.
Such a big lead here. No meter for Top Shooter and gonna cash out on that super for game 1 to Arefu.
Yeah, that was a very, very dominant first game from Arefu. Just Top Shooter not allowed to play his game whatsoever. Arefu looking poised, primed and ready.
I might need to take back what I said about this matchup not being too bad. Looking at that corner pressure, I'm like, oh, hold up. Okay, the Flamic Thunder's coming out. Finally able to establish a bit of that dominant mid-range zoning that Eustace is able to do. Gonna get clipped by the 2U on the run-in though. A backshift getting chased as well. Arefu so smart. Slow kill. The grenade is on. That's gonna pop like Stain from Testament. Whenever he shoots it with his gun. The clash in the air on the 2U, on the JU.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, gotta be careful at that position. Jita can just cash out into so much damage right here. Nice overdrive, relieving that pressure if just for a moment. Finally gets the hit, gets a double explosion into the SSBA. Is that gonna connect?
Absolutely.
Yes, it is.
No animation, but just one more hit, runs up for the overhead.
Madman, not even gonna try to go for the zoning, instead just using that overhead, and Top Shooter gets around on the board with the EX slow kill.
Yeah, and you love it. You know, you're playing for your life and loser's side, trying to get top 16, and you just go for the sauciest combo you know. Utmost respect for Top Shooter for going for that.
Yep. Gets hit by the final hit of the fireball, not ready for that. Attack on the throw. Still stuck in this corner, doesn't want to get clipped by a Jita poke. And there it is, the 2U.
The Arefu classic coming out, putting in work again. Almost full barrier for Arefu. Top Shooter just hitting max bar. The spot dodge gonna get punished. This could actually be the kill. No, let's cash in on it. Wait, hold on, you can combo off this.
Even with the SBA, I don't think it would have been enough. It would have been max scale.
Slow kill block. OD coming out again. Top Shooter. The grenade gonna get exploded by that EX fireball.
Sweep, and there it is. Always got to watch your toes versus Arefu. He will go for that 2U when he smells blood in the water.
Such a high success rate in this set so far. So hard to keep on top of it. Nice anti-air, gonna get the nice knockdown from the slow kill.
Unfortunate right there, that could have been a lot more damage for Top Shooter, and he's gonna immediately get reversal into full corner carry.
Push out the rush for pressure. Spot dodge on the grenade. Slow kill unblockable coming out,
Oh,
not
no.
picking it up.
This is the far H first hit, and that's going to lead to yet again another full Jita corner combo. And the 2M is going to do it for Arefu. He will advance into loser side top 16 over Top Shooter.
Yeah, Arefu just a dominating performance. Top Shooter holding his own though. That round, managing to take the round in game 2.
Yep, very nice combo into the SSBA that we saw as well. Eustace, one of the most stylish characters in the game. There's so many cool, flashy things that you can do with the character. Definitely has to put in a little bit more work than most, but still, if you want a high finesse character, he's definitely a good pick.
Yeah, if you want to lab a lot of combos in a game that typically doesn't let you lab all that much. The combos in this game generally are pretty easy on the execution. Eustace, not so much the case, has a lot of like variety in his combos, has a lot of stuff he can do.
Yeah.
You know, he had a bug for a while where when that grenade was stuck to you and it went off, it just kept going on.
Yeah, you could use the JU to continuously detonate it over and over again. They adapted that glitch into simply a second explosion that you could detonate with anything. So that's definitely one of my favorite developer changes that they made to the game. And of course, we're going to have more coming in Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising. That's definitely going to be an exciting game.
Yes, I'm very looking forward to seeing what more changes we get to see. I think we're getting a beta in the end of July or mid-July?
Yeah, mid-July. I think early July we're getting another character announcement. We're going to get a online beta test in the middle of July. I'm trying to remember if it was closed or open. I think it might be a closed one. And it's going to be...
I want to play it.
Yeah.
I want to feel the game. I want to know what it's like. They announced 6 mechanics. I'm like, this game sounds very different.
Yep.
I need to get my hands on it.
It's going to be quite an exciting time, but that is going to be it for us with this pool. Make sure that you don't go anywhere. We're going to be having more exciting Grand Blue Fantasy Versus action throughout this whole day, so make sure to stay tuned for more pools coming up next.
Absolutely. Goodbye.